Deng Xiaoping. Remember his name. He once advised China to hide your strength, bide your time, and it appears China paid heed to him. The mighty Beijing focused on economic prowess, strategically concealing its true strength. Gradually, it translated its economic might into military power, now exerting pressure on weaker nations such as Taiwan, the Philippines, and Vietnam. Perhaps one could hold Deng partially accountable for the potential outbreak of a Third World War. However, the United States has risen with an even greater response. The tense standoff is on the brink of commencement. In today's video, we will talk about U.S. buildup in the Indo-Pacific and South China Sea region. Then we will delve into Beijing's swift response. We will highlight on the impact of this military buildup on the globe, and in the final chapter, we will suggest some solutions. But before moving forward, do subscribe to the channel for more such updates. Let's begin. The United States is gearing up for a significant military buildup in the Indo-Pacific region, sending a clear message to China. With a keen eye on maintaining its dominance, the U.S. is making substantial investments in aircraft carriers and assault ships, bolstering its naval capabilities. This move showcases its unwavering commitment to projecting power and protecting its interests. To further demonstrate its military might, the United States is conducting mega exercises that flex its muscles on the international stage. These exercises serve as a visual spectacle, leaving no doubt about America's resolve and readiness to defend its allies and maintain stability in the region. In a strategic move to counter Beijing's influence, the U.S. has engaged in joint exercises with the Philippines, actively training its soldiers to effectively counter any potential threat posed by China. As a sign of the deepening alliance, the United States has even gained access to 4 military bases in the Philippines, solidifying its presence and demonstrating its commitment to the region's security. However, that is not the extent of the United States' efforts. It has also turned its attention to other key partners, such as Australia. Through the historic AUKUS deal, the U.S. has agreed to provide Australia with nuclear-propelled submarines. This game-changing agreement has far-reaching implications, potentially making international waters a hotbed of tensions once again. China, understandably, has been incensed by these actions and considers them highly provocative. The situation is becoming increasingly tense as both superpowers maneuver and assert their positions. In a noteworthy incident last year, China's military reported that it had successfully repelled a United States naval ship that had illegally intruded into waters near the Spratly Islands, located in the disputed South China Sea. Tian Junli, the spokesperson for the Southern Theater Command of the People's Liberation Army, condemned the actions of the U.S. military, stating that they had flagrantly violated China's sovereignty and compromised its security. In response, the U.S. Navy's 7th Fleet countered by affirming that the USS Chancellorsville, a guided missile cruiser, had carried out a freedom of navigation operation in accordance with international law. The fleet dismissed the Chinese statement as false and highlighted that the ship had recently conducted a similar exercise by traversing the Taiwan Strait. The 7th Fleet issued a statement expressing their perspective on the matter, characterizing the PLA Southern Theater Command statement as part of a broader pattern of China misrepresenting lawful U.S. maritime operations. It accused China, by its formal name, of asserting excessive and illegitimate maritime claims that undermined the interests of its Southeast Asian neighbors in the South China Sea. Quite recently, last week, the United States has leveled accusations against a Chinese fighter jet, alleging that it engaged in an unnecessarily aggressive maneuver against one of its aircraft during a flight over the South China Sea, a highly contested region of immense strategic significance. The U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, responsible for overseeing military operations in the region, issued a written statement asserting that its aircraft was conducting routine and safe operations in international airspace when it encountered an interception by a Chinese J-16 jet. Meanwhile, the Southern Theater Command, through its WeChat social media account, affirmed that Chinese troops would remain on high alert. And here's more. During a recent visit to Palawan, which lies on the fringes of the disputed waters, Vice President Kamala Harris emphasized that the U.S. would actively advocate for an international campaign against irresponsible behavior in the South China Sea. This declaration underscores the rising tension in the region and highlights the determination of the United States to address the ongoing challenges and maintain stability in the area. In addition to its military posturing, the United States has been actively providing Taiwan with advanced weaponry, further escalating tensions in the region. These state-of-the-art weapon systems serve as a clear signal of U.S. support for Taiwan's defense capabilities. While the U.S. is up for some power show, Beijing is also preparing for the action. Responding swiftly to the U.S. actions, Beijing has turned to its allies, Russia and North Korea, to counterbalance the situation. Joint military exercises among these three nations aim to project strength and solidarity against perceived external threats. Moreover, Beijing has intensified its provocative actions by frequently dispatching warships near the Taiwan Strait, fostering a climate of fear and apprehension for Taiwan. The situation in the region has taken a perilous turn, marking the most significant conventional buildup since the Second World War. It eerily echoes the historical context of 1945, when tensions between Japan and the United States escalated. However, this time, it is China versus the United States, heightening concerns about the potential for a direct confrontation with global implications. The stakes are high, and the echoes of history reverberate, casting a shadow over the present-day geopolitical landscape. The significant military buildup and escalating tensions between the United States and China carry wide-ranging impacts that extend beyond the realm of direct conflict. These impacts encompass political, economic, social, and security dimensions, posing considerable challenges to global stability and cooperation. Politically, the world is likely to witness further division and fragmentation as countries align themselves with either the United States or China, creating a polarized international landscape. This polarization could hinder diplomatic efforts and impede global leadership in addressing critical issues such as climate change, pandemics, and other transnational challenges. The absence of effective multilateral cooperation could significantly hinder progress in finding solutions to pressing global problems. Economically, the heightened military buildup and escalating tensions have the potential to trigger economic recessions or slowdowns. Increased military spending diverts resources away from investments in productive sectors, impacting economic growth and stability. Trade disruptions, tariffs, and economic sanctions imposed by both sides as part of their strategies could further exacerbate global economic uncertainties and potentially lead to trade wars, reduced investments, and market instability. On a social level, the consequences are equally significant. Humanitarian crises in countries like Afghanistan, Syria, and Yemen, already grappling with internal conflicts, could worsen. The diversion of resources and attention towards geopolitical rivalries may impede efforts to provide vital assistance and humanitarian aid to populations in need, exacerbating suffering and displacements. Moreover, non-state actors like ISIS could exploit the tensions between the United States and China, taking advantage of power vacuums and destabilized regions, leading to increased global security threats and acts of terrorism. But while these impacts must be really damaging, so, countries need to step up and resolve these pressing issues. In the midst of heightened tensions and potential risks, it is crucial to advocate for measures that promote dialogue, de-escalation, and a peaceful resolution to the Taiwan conflict. Diplomatic efforts and negotiations between relevant parties, including the United States, China, and Taiwan, should be encouraged. Dialogue platforms, such as Track 2 diplomacy or neutral mediators, could facilitate discussions and promote understanding. Multilateral involvement is key to resolving the Taiwan conflict. The United Nations, regional organizations, and other international actors should actively engage in efforts to mediate the dispute. Encouraging diplomatic dialogue and providing a neutral platform for negotiations can help address the concerns of all parties involved. Implementing confidence-building measures is essential to reducing tensions and building trust. Transparency in military activities, open lines of communication, and commitments to peaceful resolutions can contribute to a more stable environment between the United States, China, and Taiwan. People-to-people exchanges play a significant role in fostering mutual understanding and building relationships. Encouraging cultural, educational, and economic exchanges between China, Taiwan, and the United States can contribute to long-term, peaceful coexistence. Upholding international law and the principles of peaceful dispute resolution is crucial. Adherence to existing agreements, such as the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, is important for managing territorial disputes and ensuring the rights and sovereignty of all parties involved. Promoting democratic principles and respect for human rights is essential. Encouraging China to grant autonomy and democratic rights to the people of Taiwan emphasizes the importance of peaceful dialogue and political solutions in resolving disputes. Arms control measures and a reduction in military buildup should be pursued by both the United States and China. Transparency, dialogue, and negotiation can help prevent an unnecessary arms race and prioritize peaceful solutions. While the road to a political solution may be challenging, maintaining optimism and advocating for peaceful resolutions is vital. It is important for all parties involved to recognize the value of stability, cooperation, and the peaceful resolution of conflicts to ensure a safer and more prosperous future for all. If you liked the video, do subscribe to the channel for more updates.